Hi grade 12. So in this video I just want to explain to you on how to prepare ordinary share capital and retaining earnings note. So please make sure that you watch all the videos so that you will understand step by step on how to prepare these two very important notes. Please don't forget to like this video and also subscribe if you are coming here for the first time so that you will be notified every time when I upload a lesson that is going to assist you to prepare you with examination. Without wasting any other time, guys, let's start with our lesson. Okay, so our lesson that we are going to do, guys, today is the question paper which were written in November 2021. So, retaining earnings and ordinary share capital, guys, is a company which fall under paper 1. Okay, let's go to the question that we are going to do today. Is question 1 and also question 2. Okay, so we're going to start with the preparation of retaining income notes. Okay, however, guys, remember we must first understand our reporting period and information that we've been given so that we will understand all the process that we are going to do. Okay, this question 1. They say GMO Limited, the information related to financial year ended 18 November 2021. The business sell formal clothing for men and for women. Okay, so our financial year, we know that is going to end 30 June 2021. Simple means that it started July 2020. The reason is because we must have a 12 months period. Okay, then it required number 1. They said we have to refer to information number B. Okay, they said calculate the value of closing stock. This one, guys, is not the one that we are going to focus on today. However, let's go to number 1.3. Okay, 1.3, they say we have to refer to information number A to H. A up to H. Okay, then they said complete the following. Number 1, retaining income notes. Number 2, a statement of financial position. Okay, we are looking for retaining income notes, guys, for this lesson purpose. Okay, however, we can't ignore 1.2 because they said refer to information number C. Use the table provided to calculate the correct net profit after tax for the year ended 30 June 2021. Indicate plus in case or for increase and minus for decrease. Okay, the reason is because, guys, remember when we prepare our retained income note, we must have a balance of net profit after tax, which means that it's a must for you to firstly calculate 1.2 in order to get the balance that you are going to transfer when you prepare a retaining income note. Okay, so let's check the answer book that we have been given. As you know that in accounting, we normally given an answer book. Okay, so this is the answer book, guys, that we are going to prepare. Okay, it's for net profit after tax, and we also have answer book for retaining income notes. Then we also have the last one for ordinary share capital. Okay, let's start with the first process of calculating the correct net profit after tax. Okay, so they give us incorrect net profit before tax. Okay, let's start with the information that they give us. Let's go back to the question. They said we have to refer to information number C. Let's go to number C. Okay, number C, they said the net profit before tax of 4,918 and 950,000 was calculated before taking into the account correction of the following. Okay, in other words, guys, we have been given the amount which they didn't consider the correction of the following transaction that we are going to read now. Okay, Roman figure number 1, they said audit fees include 123,600 which was paid in advance for the next financial year. Okay, as you know, guys, if something has been paid in advance, we don't have to include it under income statement. Why? Because it's income received in advance and or prepaid expense income that has been paid in advance. We only include them under a balance sheet. So, which means that this amount was included. In other words, because audit fee is an expense, it was subtracted under our income statement. Because remember, when we prepare income statement, income we add, expenses we subtract. So this amount were subtracted under income statement. Is it correct? No, it's incorrect. What are we going to do now? We have to rectify. Because it was subtracted, now we have to add it back. Remember, in accounting, guys, in accounting, if something was added by mistake, we have to subtract when we correct. If something was subtracted by mistake, we add it back in order for us to correct. So this expense was subtracted. Now we have to add it. Okay? Very simple. Let's go to our answer book, which means that under audit fee, we are going to add the amount. Okay, it was 123,600. Very simple. Remember, they said we have to show whether it's a plus or minus. In this case, we are adding it back because it was subtracted. Simple, guys. Simple as that. Okay. Now, let's go to the following transaction. They say the repayment on loan are fixed at 35,000 per month, including capitalized interest. Okay. Then they said the balance as per loan statement were as follow. Okay, on 1 July 2020, it was 4,175,000, and at the end of the year, it was 4,028,000. Okay, then they said now provide for interest on loan. Remember, they give us the 35,000, which is a monthly payment. Okay, then after that, they give us the balance at the beginning and balance at the end. Now they said we have to calculate interest. Is it possible? Very, very possible. What we have to do is very simple procedure, guys. You take the amount at the beginning and you subtract all the repayment. Then after that, you will get the balance which you are going to compare with what? The balance at the end. The difference will give you the interest. Okay, now let's start with the calculation of repayment. Our repayment is how much, guys? It's 35,000 per month, which we have to say multiply by 12 first. Okay, which is going to give us 420,000 for the whole year. Okay, 420,000, guys, is a repayment of loan that have been made. Then now we subtract with what? With 4,175,000. Then it will give us amount of 3,755,000. Simple as that. Now, because we are in this balance, which means that in order for us to get the balance of loan or of interest on loan, is going to be very simple. We just take this amount that we get and then we subtract a 4,028,000, which is going to give us how much? Amount of 273,000. That's the interest. Okay. Remember, they said this interest on loan were not recorded, which means that we know that interest on loan, if you were not recorded, we have to do what? To subtract. Okay, which means that it's going to be a minus amount that we got of 273,000. Okay, simple as that, guys. You don't have to miss out the sign, whether it's a plus or minus. Please make sure that you indicate that. Okay, let's move to the next one. I hope you guys are following. Okay, then remember figure number 3, they said a rent of 74,000 was received from a tenant for the period of 1 July 2020 to 31 August 2021. This has been recorded. Okay, before we proceed, guys, I want to emphasize this. Remember, when we prepare income statement, we must only record item for only 12 months. For only 12 months. Okay, let's check. They said it was received from 1 July 2020 until 31 August. Is it 12 months? No. This is 14 months. And it's wrong. Which means that the other 2 months were not they were not supposed to be added because it's income. They were not supposed to be added. Now we have to figure out is how much, then we subtract. Okay, then they said this amount take into account a reduction of 750,000 per month from 1 May 2021. Okay, in other words, they say the rent has increased during the year on 1 May 2021. Okay, which means that from that 74,000, there is other months that the rent was higher by 750,000. Okay, guys, it's very simple to deal with this transaction. Make sure that you follow what I'm going to say. Okay, firstly, let's take how many months of increment. Okay, it's May until 31 August, which means that it's going to be May, June, July, August. It's 4 months, guys. It's 4 months, which means that we have to say the amount of 750 multiplied by 4 of that 4 months. Okay, which means that the increment was how much? Was 3,000. Okay, it was 3,000, which means that out of 74,000, there was increment of 3,000. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to say 74,000 minus, okay, apology guys, it's not increment, it's a reduction. Okay, in other words, the rent were reduced by 750,000. Okay, it's fine, it's gonna be the same procedure. Okay, so a 74,000 guys of the total. Now what we have to do, we have to add. Remember, if it was increment, you were going to subtract. Because now it's a reduction, you are going to add the amount of 3,000, that total. Okay, so now it's going to give us amount of 77,000 for 14 months before the rent were reduced. Okay, it's before a rent were reduced because we add back a 3,000 in order for us to get the balance of the all for the whole 14 months before the rent were reduced. Okay, 77,000 guys, then we divide by 14, then it's gonna give us amount of 5,500. Okay, this amount of 5,500 is per month, guys. Is per month before a reduction. Okay, a 5,500, guys. Remember, we have to subtract for 2 months. Okay, then what we have to do, firstly, let's subtract a reduction because we are reducing for August and September, for July and August, those 2 months. Okay, which means that we have to say 5,500 minus 750, then it's gonna give us a 4,750. Then we multiply by 2 in order for us to get a 2 months rent. Okay, then it's gonna give us the total of 9,500, which we are going to subtract under our income statement. Okay, guys, when it comes to rent income, we have a lot of trick. Some of them I have already uploaded them on my YouTube channel. Please make sure that you also go and check. I will also upload on the comment section so that you will go and check. The other trick of rent income, because guys, there are a lot of them. There are a lot of them, and if you don't practice them very well, they're gonna give you some problem. Okay. However, with me on this channel, guys, you don't have to worry about anything. I'm going to assist you. Okay. Then let's proceed. We are done with rent income. So only this question of rent income, it contains of 5 marks. So make sure that you master your rent income calculation, because it's gonna contain a lot of marks. Okay, let's proceed. Okay, the next one is a income tax. Okay, then number 5, they said after taking into account the correction above, it was determined that an additional of 85,250 is still owed to SARS in respect of income tax for the year. Okay, now let's check. We found that we still owe a SARS amount of 85,250, which means that this amount must be added. Okay, however, we don't only consider 85,000 that we owe only. We have to consider the provisional payment if we have any under our list of the balances. Okay, then we have a let's check. Okay, on number 5, we have SARS income tax provisional tax of 1,200,000. Provisional tax, guys, is simple means that this is amount that we are going to pay at a certain time. Okay, this is the payment that we have made to SARS. Okay, then which means that is going to reduce what? The liability that we owe to SARS. Okay, then we have to take this amount of 1,200,000, then we combine it with amount that we have that they say we still owe. Okay, it's 85,250, which means that we are going to combine them, and it will give us 1,285,250. However, I want to emphasize that guys, sometimes you will find that SARS is the one that owing us, which means that you were not going to combine 1.2 million with 85, but you were going to do what? To subtract 85,000 out of that 1.2 million. You have to take note of that. Okay, let's go to this amount, which is going to be 1.2, 85, 250. Okay, it will be a minus, because remember I said a provisional income tax is simply means that we have made a payment to SARS, which means that we reduced our liability. Okay, so now let's count everything, then we get the total. Okay, when you add, guys, under these bands, you start from 4.9, then you add audit fees of 1 to 3, then you subtract. Where there is a minus, guys, you subtract. Where there is additional, you simply add. Okay, our total net profit after tax will give us 3.474,800. Okay, then we are done with the first part of our notes. Okay, so this is the amount, guys, that we are going to take under net profit after tax. Okay, which means that this amount automatically have a, what we call it, a chocolate mark. Okay, you know it as an accounting student. 174,800. Okay, that's it, guys. That's it that you have to do. now we already started with our retaining income notes. Okay, as you can see guys on the balance at the beginning, in this question paper that we are doing, they highlighted with black to show that it's not required. Okay, however, the balance at the beginning, normally you will be given on your answer sheet, or you will be given on your question paper and you just copy it as it is. Okay, however, in this question they stated otherwise. Okay, then our net profit after tax, we copy it from the statement that we draw first. Now we have to go to a share repurchase. Okay, we have to read the additional information. Okay, let's check. They said number D, they said share and dividends. Then they said 26,000 were repurchased on 1 July 2020 at 3 rand above the average share price. Okay, then they said now we have to calculate a repurchased of share. Okay, a very simple question guys. However, don't mix up how to calculate average share with what you do when you prepare retaining income notes and what you do when you prepare your share capital notes. Okay, when you prepare share capital notes, you have to use average share that you need to recalculate. Okay, but in this case you're just gonna say 26,000 multiplied by 3 then it will give you amount of 78,000 and you just record it under share repurchase. Okay, just simple like that, simple stuff. Okay, 78,000. Okay, remember to do a bracket because we repurchase, which means that we no longer have these shareholders. Okay, we repurchase back our share. We are taking them out of our books. Okay, then now we have to check if there is any dividends that have been paid. Remember, under dividends we have interim dividends and final dividends. Okay, then they say a final dividend of 65 cents per share was declared on 30 June 2021 and 1.8 shares were issued on 30 June 2021. Okay, now we have to calculate. Okay, so remember guys, it's not always the case where you will find that you've been given only final dividends and there is no interim dividends. Okay, if there's an interim dividend, you have to make sure that you also add it together with final dividends. Okay, then our final dividends, we are just going to say it 1.8 million share that we have, then we allocate each share 65 cents. Okay, 1.8 multiplied by 0.65 cent. Okay, then it will give us the amount of 1,170,000. Okay, because we paid a dividend guys, which means that we take our money of the company and pay to the shareholders, which means that we're gonna have a bracket. Okay, because it's reducing the profit after tax that we have made. Okay, simple as that. Okay, because the balance at the end we were given, which means that there was no need for us to go to the balances and copy this amount. Okay, normally these days they are doing this because they know very well that this is a copy and paste balance. They want you to work out something in order for you to earn marks. Okay, so we're done with our retaining income notes. Okay, so now we have to proceed with the last part. Guys, if you're still watching this video, please, I'm begging you, support us by subscribing to this YouTube channel and also like this video so that it will reach other people who want to watch video like this. This is really motivate us to record more and more videos that is going to assist you. Okay, then let's move to the last question of this lesson. Okay, then on our last part, guys, we are going to prepare an ordinary share capital. Okay, so they said the information related to Brewer Ltd for the financial year ended 28 February 2021. Then the required part 2.1, prepare ordinary share capital note on 28 February 2021. Okay, then let's go to our information. Then we have a share and dividends, 1 March 2020. We have 800,000 in issue, is at the beginning of the year. Then during the year, we issued a new share of 100,000. They didn't give us the balance. Take note of that. Okay, then 30,000 share repurchase at 1,20, more than average share price. Okay, then the share in issue at the end of the year is not given. Okay, now we have to check that as well. Then they said interim dividends of 162 was paid. Guys, this balance we only record it when we prepare retain earnings notes, the one that we were doing first. However, on the last question, we were not required to calculate or not given interim dividends. Okay, then the final dividends, it is given. Okay, so the table that we're given first is the one that we're going to use to prepare these notes of ordinary share capital, together with the balances at the beginning and balance at the end. Okay, let's first go to our answer book and check how it will look like. Okay, this is how our answer book is look like. Okay, number one, they said we have to record ordinary share at the beginning. Okay, let's check if we have it. Ordinary capital at the beginning, 6.4 million. We have it. Okay, it's given there on 29 February 2020 is the beginning, 6.4 million. Let's record it, then we proceed. Okay, 6.4 million. Okay, then let's proceed with the new share and repurchase. Okay, remember when I was reading the first information, I said take note of 100,000 new share in issue. The balance or the amount which this share were issued on is not given, which means that we can't calculate it at this time. Now we have to go to repurchase or share buy back. Okay, they bought back a 30,000 share at 1 rand 20 more than average share price. What does that mean, guys? This simply means that the amount that we repurchased this share were 120 more than the average price, and we have to use the average price. Are we going to multiply by 120? No, it's gonna be wrong. It's gonna be wrong. Okay, now we have to calculate average price. It's a must. Okay, how are we going to calculate it? Very simple, guys. Okay, number one, we have 800,000 in issue at the beginning. Then we add it with new share of 100,000. Then it gives us 900,000. Then we subtract repurchase. Then we're gonna left with how many share? We're gonna left with 870. Okay, hold on, 870, and we have balance of ordinary share at the end of 7,395,000. Okay, then we divide by the balance of share in issue that we get when we say 800 plus 100 minus 30,000, then it gives us balance at the end of how much? Of 870,000. Then our share price in average will be 8 Rand 50. Very, very simple. Very, very simple. Okay? Which means that 8 Rand 50 is the one that we are going to multiply with 30,000. Then we get our repurchase of share. Multiply by 30,000. Then it gives us repurchase of share of 55,000. If you need more clarity, guys, just left the comment so that I will assist you there. Okay, apology. This 255,000 is not from here. 255,000, and it must be on a bracket to show that we repurchase. We no longer have those shareholders. Okay, now we have one amount that is missing, guys. One amount that is missing is new share in issue. Remember, we are not given the balance that we have to multiply with, and we can't find it because we don't have to use average, but we have to use exactly. So in this question is going to be very, very simple. What you have to do, you have to record it as a balancing figure. How or which formula are you going to use? Very simple. It's either you solve x by saying 640 plus x, because new share in issue is a plus, it's an addition, because we are inviting new shareholders. Okay, then you said minus a repurchase of 255, then it will give you 7,395,000. Then you solve for x. Okay, or you do a vice versa by saying 6,400,000, then you add 255, then you subtract the 7,395,000, the last one, then it will give you the balance of 1.2 1,250,000. It's 1,250,000. Okay, at the end of the day, guys, you have to make sure that when you say 6.4 plus 1.2 minus 255, it gives you 7,395,000. Okay, so that's all for this question, guys. So please make sure that you also comment with the lesson that you are looking for the next video that I will upload. Okay, please don't forget to subscribe. Like this video, guys, is very, 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 very important. It helps us whether to determine whether we are really assisting you guys or we are just wasting our time. Okay, thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. I hope to see you on the next one. Thank you so much. Goodbye and good luck.